Hello, thanks for joining us here on New Vision TV. And this is the Handshake with Mylene Komjisha, where we discuss your personal finances. Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
He's a business analyst, and we also get to see the other side of life, the social beat. But of course, it also affects our economic and finances and otherwise. Paul, I have been seeing social media influencers, and these guys tell me they actually earn money from being influencers. What is that?
Well, I mean, it's one of these things we keep talking about, the growing trends. And influence on social media is basically somebody who has a profile on social media. It can be on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or any other social media platform. And he has followers, people who...
Must it be a specific profile?
Well, it depends. I mean, like, for example, you can be a person who runs a page on gardening, let's just say, for example. And then you have people who follow a page of gardening.
Yes.
So if you put out anything, this niche market or niche audience will follow, will pay attention to what you're doing. So those are then eventually they call them influencers because they have an audience that people who pay attention to them. Yeah.
So, what kind of followers? What makes them influencers? Should the following be a certain number? Should it be? I don't know.
Of course, it can be numbers, but I think the numbers game is kind of losing its steam. I think people are now looking for people who have followers, quality followers.
Quality.
Hopefully not many.
Okay.
Many is useful, but if you have quality followers of similar mind. So, for example, I said gardening. You know, you're not going to see me in a gardening thing. I just don't do gardening. But
yeah,
there are people. there are people who do gardening, and they follow that person who's got his gardening page. So if this person, for example, puts out, oh, there's a new pesticide in town. It's good for this, that, and the other. You know, these people pay attention, and who knows, sales can be generated. And therefore, becoming influencers. The person who owns the page.
It becomes an influencer. So how does this influencer earn the money?
So just think about it. An influencer is more or less like, it's just like what the newspapers have done for decades or centuries. A newspaper is a place where people will come to get news. So advertisers see this as a collection point. They say, if people are all going to buy the newspaper, let's put our adverts in and they'll all see us.
Oh,
that's the idea.
Yes.
So the influencer is the same. Just like mine is like a mini media organization, so to speak. And let's just say Paul Busharizi has got Twitter followers. He's got 10,000 Twitter followers. And these Twitter followers, maybe they follow him on his, he has got his blog or something like that. So these followers are up to they're interested in a specific subject that Paul pushes. It might be whatever it is. So the advertiser says, if I can pay Paul to advertise on his space or to push my product, then that's how the social influencers are beginning to make money. So the trick, of course, is you need to get an audience. So you need to get a subject that can attract audience. And you need to and the interesting thing in social media is that these audiences are very particular.
All right.
If you're a fake, they won't stay around. They just cancel themselves out and move on. So even it's actually work. It sounds simple, but it's work. I mean, imagine if let's just say, again, gardening. You better show that you know something about gardening.
Absolutely.
Maybe you have your own garden. You're doing things. You're doing things. You add value to the people who follow you. But if you're just there, maybe just taking pictures of flowers, guys are like, this is not worth my time. Move on. So I mean, it's an interesting trend that we're seeing it. Especially, we're getting hurt by it in the media. That, like, for example, just say the New Vision is something to everyone. But I don't want I don't want everything. I just want sports, for example. Why do I have to buy the whole paper for sports? But online, there's a guy, social media, there's a guy who's got a sports page. And he pushes sports. So I'm happy to be there.
You're covered.
Yeah. Lynn, who is not interested in sport, you're not going to find her there. You have to find Lynn elsewhere. Maybe strange earrings or something like that.
Really, Paul. Well, are you an influencer out there, or you're trying to be? You need to, you know, tap into this. Now, my question, Paul, is these influencers, after gaining all these followers and earning money from it, what happens? Are they taxed, or is it free money?
Well, I imagine since it's a beginning thing, they might not get taxed.
Yes.
But eventually they'll have to be taxed, because think about it. If let's just say New Vision wants to advertise with you because we think you have an audience that we can push our products through. But New Vision has obligations, VAT, what? So it says I'll write an invoice, VAT, hello.
We'll pay you.
Yeah, you need to refund me my VAT. And then now, if then New Vision says we don't deal with people who don't have VAT, then you can't work. So these influencers will eventually have to become businesses and be registered for tax and all those kind of things.
Like any other business. Interesting.
It's going to happen.
It's a very interesting trend.
Because if you don't, you limit your ability.
Yeah.
I mean, there are companies that say, look, I can't deal with somebody who's not VAT registered. And those are normally the top tier who have the big money, who can spend the big money.
Yes.
If you don't get organized, you limit the income you can earn from this medium.
Are you an influencer yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But I'm working.
You're working on it?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Amazing. So go there and make use of yourself. Do something. You can be an influencer and earn some money. Who knows? In the next maybe 5 years, you could be earning very well and actually saving with NSSF. And you have retirement benefits from just being an influencer. That is interesting, isn't it? Well, thank you for joining us here on The Handshake with me, Lynn, and of course, Paul Busharizi, helping me understand these things and helping you also understand. Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.